Two Democrats are running to challenge Governor Ron DeSantis, Florida Commissioner of Agriculture Nikki Fried, and Congressman and former Florida Governor Charlie Crist. Fried says in her affordable housing plan, she will never sign a budget that removes a cent from the Sadowski Fund, which is the state's dedicated source for the affordable housing programs. She criticizes Crist for reducing the amount of money in that fund while he was the Republican governor of Florida. In part two of my interview with Congressman Crist, I asked him to respond to criticisms leveled at him that he raided the fund.
Well, it wasn't raided. We utilized that money to keep people employed. We were in a great recession. You know, I have experience, and not everybody in this race has the experience as being governor of the state of Florida. You know, by the grace of God alone, I do. And what you learn from experience is that you need to do what needs to be done at the time. And by doing what we did in the first Crist administration, we saved 20,000 teachers their jobs. I think that's actually a good thing. We made sure that law enforcement was able to stay on the beat. I think that's important to keep people safe. We did what we needed to do to make sure we had firefighters that were still employed, that if somebody got a call about a fire at their house, somebody was there to answer the call. I call that responsible government. I call that doing what's right. I'm sorry Nikki didn't feel that way, but that's how I feel, and that's why having an experienced person at the helm is critically important.
Would you think then it's fair to say that under the circumstances then, you felt like you had made the right decision, considering the recession at that point?
No question about it. I mean, you know, would any of us like to see 20,000 teachers fired? I mean, this is common sense, practical leadership that I know Floridians want, that I've already delivered before. It's why I'm the leading candidate in this race for the primary. And a poll came out last week that has me beating Ron DeSantis too. It doesn't surprise me. Floridians are smart.
Let's go into, with the time remaining, into the special session that happened recently.
Sure.
What did you think of what came out of that session?
Nothing came out of it. It was like a tort reform session. They you know, falsely claimed that they were coming up to Tallahassee to talk about property insurance. Well, property insurance in Florida right now is a nightmare. When I first got elected your governor for the first time back in 2006, it was a nightmare then too, because nobody was addressing the issue. January of 07, I got sworn in as governor of Florida. Within a month or so, I called a special session, just like he just called, only we actually did something. We reduced the cost of property insurance by 10%. There are people screaming all over Florida about the high cost of property insurance. They went to Tallahassee for almost a week and did zip, nada, nothing. I mean, that's the incompetence and the leadership, lack of leadership, I should say, in Ron DeSantis. It's pathetic. And I know that Floridians deserve better. They know that I did better. And that's why I believe I'm going to win this election. And we'll get Florida back on track. And more than that, we'll return the sunshine to the Sunshine State, because it's been gloomy under this dude.
This year, right now, a lot of the fundamentals look favorable to Republicans. Given your run in 2014, which was admittedly very competitive, what would you say to people who go, I don't even have anything against the congressman, I'm just not sure after 2014 that he can really win in 2022?
Look, I'm an old quarterback. I played at St. Pete High. I also played for 2 years at Wake Forest University in North Carolina. And I understand what leadership requires. Leadership requires focus and the ability to do what's right, to get to your goal, and try to do it with grace and decency. And that's how we're running our campaign. Florida's about a third Republican, about a third independent, and about a third Democratic. So in my view, Florida clearly is purple. Governor DeSantis is popular among the hard right, red meat Republican primary voters. But then what do you have left? All of the Democrats, all of the independents, plus moderate Republicans. And I'm hearing from them. And so if you can build a coalition of the decent, if you will, and have Republicans that are moderate, Democrats, and independents, you've got a great opportunity to get Florida back on track and make sure that we're doing what's right for people first, instead of Ron DeSantis' MO of doing what's right for Ron DeSantis' political future first. We deserve better than that, and we're going to get it. I'm going to beat him.
I really appreciate your time. I'm sorry to kind of cut it shorter. I mean,
Not at all.
5 minutes, but a big shout out to Grace, who I've been in contact with, because she was so it was so easy to communicate with her to get us